Ay, ay, ay. Thanks, Kim.
You're welcome.
Nothing like a nice, happy song to talk about. Shh, shush. I've been listening to exciting music because I've had a really bad day today.
Yeah, you know what? I've been listening.
Hello. We're live.
We're live. Yeah, put my
Live
headset
and
on.
direct.
Live and direct. Big booty.
Big
I
booty.
like that song. Because he says, you know I love money. I love me a big booty.
Why didn't it play it?
He's got the squirrel up there. Squirrel. I gotta turn this off or it's gonna scream at me. Whoops. Let's go there. Woo woo.
Yoo-hoo.
Everybody here?
Yoo-hoo.
Everybody here that's gonna be here?
Squirrel. Gone.
Woof.
Yo. Welcome. Welcome one, welcome all. I'm going to be here in 2 seconds. Bye-bye. Boom! Squirrel! And boom! Ah!
Holy cow.
Ooh, bye, squirrel. Bye.
I like the squirrel.
I'm sure I'll see
He's
him sooner or
cool.
later.
Yes. We tend to do that a lot.
We tend to do that a little bit. Uh-oh. Squirrel's stuck on the screen. Why is he on the screen?
What'd you do to him?
I went, bye-bye. There we go. All right.
We'll be vanishing in 3, 2.
Wow, that was interesting. Okay.
Nice.
Welcome one, welcome all to the weirdest podcast of them all.
This is Sammy.
And this is Kimmy. And this is Hump Day. What day is it? It's Hump Day.
I thought you were going to say this is the helpless desk.
Get gonna do it, damn. I know what's wrong with it. It ain't got no gas. So anyway,
That's about right.
so welcome to the Hump Day Podcast with Sammy and Kimmy.
There you go.
And we are live and direct to you guys on 3 different things. We'd like you to go out and
Yes, please.
see the old YouTubers and click on it and
Yes.
hit that little subscribe button if you can.
If you would.
If you would,
That would be
please,
awesome.
please. If you already have subscribed, don't unsubscribe by hitting that button again. Okay.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Get your friend to go
Stay
on his
subscribed.
and get him to go
It'll
on
tell
it.
you.
Yeah, exactly. And then at that point, it's because we need 19 more.
Well, if anybody
19
goes
more.
through the toll booths, you should tell the toll booth attendant if you don't use the Sun Pass or what have you.
We got a howdy fucker to to Brother James.
There he is. Hey.
Hi. What you doing? Ain't got no games. I'm getting I've watched that way too many times.
Right?
Woo! So anyway, it's a little warm in here tonight.
Yeah, the air's on.
Air's on.
It's
but
just a hot day.
Nobody's home.
Right.
But anyway, it ain't got no gas.
It's got gas.
So anyway, so back to the sub challenge. Please like, subscribe, and ring the frickin' bell so you know when we're out here again.
And
I promise you, if we don't do anything, at least we'll make you laugh one frickin' time tonight. At least make you think a little bit. And if we get up to 40 subscribers, we go Fiery 5 challenge, baby. Mm-hmm. Yes, you get to watch me torture my ass for a whole
not just
frickin'
you,
hour.
Me too.
Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna let you do anything other than Jelly Bellies. I've got Apollo hot sauce. And we got all sorts of other crazy shit that's hot. And if we get up to close to that 40 subscribers, I'll get some. Maybe we'll get some hot peanuts or something, some other shit.
I've eaten those by mistake. They're not so hot.
Yes.
Well, the ones I experienced weren't so hot.
All
I'm
I
sure
know
that's
is
changed.
Yeah. Well, when James and I went out, and when no shit that heat. The heat is on, baby, and I'm not talking about the heat. I am talking about our new sponsor. No, I'm just fucking with you. No,
they might be.
They might.
I'm looking into that.
Yeah, so,
I'm investigating it.
She's investigating.
I write very convincing letters, emails, etc.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much we're going to get sponsored because I guess, from what I understand, I think one of these bigger companies are getting ready to buy them out, like Coca-Cola or some shit. Which, if they do, they will fuck it up and it'll be all over again. We'll have to find another one.
The wheels on the bus have to keep turning.
Have to go round and round, baby. Got to go round and round.
Somebody has a marketing budget that they can spend on us.
Exactly.
That is my goal.
So, with that being said, oh, that's weird. What's that? Now playing.
Because it's down there.
Oh, that's neat. Okay. So anyway, on top of all that, so basically, the torture deal we're doing is that if we get 40 subs, we will have one hell of a hot sauce night.
Yeah.
And probably a fiery ass tomorrow.
Yep.
Anyway.
Come on, ice cream.
So, yeah, come on, ice cream. Yes, I need some ice cream, man.
Don't do squirrel.
I'm not going to do squirrel. I won't do squirrel. So anyway, and on top of all this, we got to give a good happy birthday to my buddy. My pal might be listening, might not be.
Depending on if he's working or not.
Depends on if he's working or he's trying to figure out how to cook tonight because he was telling me he didn't know what he was going to eat. I just told him go get some Burger King. I said, that's an easy way to cook.
Yeah,
but
right.
Anyway, it's old DJ Cisco, Mr. Gary Cisco. Thank you very much. We are happy to have you. And then we're going. So just wanted to say happy birthday to you. But anyway, other than that, we got a couple things going on. It's kind of exciting. We're going to be doing some we're doing something interesting tomorrow. Kimmy's out of town. I give up on James.
That's awesome.
The man can stop a show literally in its tracks. But anyway, so long story short, we're going to go to a. I don't know if do you call that a concert? Do they call that?
It's not a concert. No one's singing.
Nobody's singing.
It's a performance.
A performance. That's it. We are going to the Kevin Hart Experience, I guess we'll call it.
Yeah.
At Emily
Arena.
Arena.
Yeah.
We.
Sorry, at least you got it right. I kept calling it the Amelia Arena.
Yeah,
Not right.
I got over lucky. No, we didn't pay for these tickets.
No.
But
we were blessed.
We were
God
overly
is good.
blessed. Yeah.
And so is Dex Imaging.
Yeah, so is Dex Imaging. So Dex Imaging is partially sponsoring our show tonight.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And part of our show on Saturday because of the fact that, well,
it's going to give us content to talk about.
It's going to give us content to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so crazy because I looked up the tickets and nosebleed section, $170, $180 a pop.
Wow.
Okay. And getting closer down from the nosebleed, like not getting nosebleeds, but a regular bleed is going to get you a whole whopping $1,800. Yes, I did say that. 1800.
Is this for like a group of tickets or
no? This is a ticket.
Like one ticket.
One ticket.
A single seat.
Like the only other tickets that were available were the tickets that were either closer to the front and or underneath a box seat. And so the box seats are like $2,000 to $3,000 each.
Each ass.
Each ass.
Dang.
And our happy asses got 4 of them fuckers, and so Dex Imaging, thank you
very much,
very much.
Right. I'd say, we take pictures. But
I would say that it's that they paid out a lot of money to get us out there, but in all honesty, They didn't
It was a
because
reciprocal thing.
it's because our company spends a lot of money. A lot. You know how much? A lot. A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
A lot of money.
A lot.
Lots of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so with lots of money being spent, they gave us some tickets, and I thought that was cool.
Very
I mean,
nice.
it was
Very
a surprise.
kind,
The
very generous.
the guy that manages the account is an ultra nice guy,
Very cool.
and so he got us the tickets because he heard that our daughter was having a birthday.
Oh.
Yes, and our daughter is turning almost 19.
She'll be 19. Yep.
In what I was there for the conception and for the delivery, but I don't remember
6
either one
days.
of them very close. 6 days from now,
Yeah.
on the 20th. Okay,
Yes.
I can do math though.
Yeah, see? He's good at stuff.
I'm doing it. I'm good at something. Not much, but I'm good at something. So anyway, so that's basically so yes, thank you, Dex.
Essentially her birthday present.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was pretty awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, I think he's pissed me off enough that he could give me something to calm me back down.
Aw,
So anyway, yeah, no, he doesn't piss me off. He actually does a really good job.
that's good.
But I appreciate him. Other than that,
Everybody's got a job to do.
everybody's got a job to do. So with that being said, we're going to go tomorrow. And you know what's really crazy about going to a Kevin Hart concert?
You have to do it in 5 o'clock traffic.
Yeah, that's part of it. So
5 o'clock Tampa traffic.
Yeah, one of the things. Okay, so Amalia Theater is like the lightning, where
The
the
lightning
play.
capital, yes.
Not the
Ice
well,
hockey.
well, the lightning capital of the world, yes, Tampa, but it's also where the Lightning, go and play their hockey shit.
Amalie Arena, yes.
Yep. So, but here's where things get really weird, and that is that they schedule this thing at 7 o'clock at night.
Yep.
Okay, now think about that for a second. Tampa, just for the people that are outside of our realm, Tampa is like at 5 o'clock you're
It's a
5
madhouse.
miles an hour all the way down the street
Yep.
if you're lucky.
Yep.
And so to get there, you have to I'm leaving work at like 3 to get home by 4
Yep.
to pick everybody up and get the fuck out of Dodge. So by 5, we are downtown already parked and ready to frickin' roll. Even if we have to wait around for an hour or two, I don't give a shit.
Exactly. Yep.
That's just the way it's going to be.
Yep.
So, yeah. But it'll be quite an adventure to get there.
I'm very
It'll be a little
excited.
milder to get out, but we'll just see how things go.
I'm very excited.
Yeah. Well, we're all excited because we don't get to do shit like this very often.
Are you kidding?
And but what really is really cool about it, as well as we're in a suite, so we're not in general
Yeah.
pop either.
Yeah. I'm totally spoiled now.
Yeah, this is. I know that by the time we're done, we're not going to know what to do. But anyways, but the thing about Kevin Hart is that, he is what they call primetime comedian. So he works on like really good comedians, your Burt Kreischers, your Joe Rogans, your Kevin Harts, your Chris Rocks,
Tom Segura.
Tom Segura, all these guys, they go to like these little places and they try out material over and over and over again until they
Right.
perfect it.
Right.
Then they make
and then
it
they
into
grow big.
yeah.
and
Then they make
then
it
they get
into
to
like this
stage,
big
right?
stage. Yeah. So they don't let you record anything. So you
Right.
can't. He actually makes it where you can't take your phone. They give you these little locky bags that you have to put your phone in when you come in,
Yep.
and at that point, that's it. You get. They literally sent me an email today saying, "Don't make us look like a fool, and don't use your phone because they will kick you out." There's a guy in the suite with us that will be there as our like concierge or whatever. Basically,
AKA security
our
guard.
sweet butler.
Yeah.
Sweet butler.
I like that.
It's a sweet. I'll go, hey, sweet butler.
What are you going to do if it's a chick? Because chicks aren't butlers.
What are they? Oh, well, you don't know.
Hostess?
Hold on a second. Let's ask. a Surrey.
What's a female
What
butler?
is a female butler? She don't even talk to me anymore.
Yeah, she's mad at you.
So, it's another butler. Ha!
Pretty sure that's incorrect.
What is a female butler? It's a female butler.
I don't think that's correct.
Oh, see, there's a butler.
Oh,
Well,
hi, buddy.
Surrey, and not like Surrey would be household manager,
Okay.
but that wouldn't I think butler would probably be better for this one.
Well, there you go.
So anyway,
You
yeah,
can just do like those old people do when they spot your name tag on your shirt and they're like, you.
yeah,
And then they're like, Kimberly. And you're like, do I know you? And then you're like, that's right. My freaking name's on my shirt.
yeah.
Like pinned there or whatever.
Hey,
it's not
how you
anymore.
doing?
That was like in my childhood, but yeah.
So anyway, so they'll tell on us, and you're like only allowed to go in like 2 or 3 places to use your phone,
Yeah.
including text, which I thought was pretty fudged up because I'm thinking, man, look at all the content we're going to get this time. I don't even want to record the thing. I just want to record it in the room and shit. You know, it's like
Right.
take a little video of everything.
Yeah,
Hey, look at this.
exactly.
Now this is pimping, you know.
Yep.
You know, again, we don't do this every day.
Yes,
So
exactly.
go in there, ain't got no gas. Got some food. Mm-hmm.
I talked to a girl at work that went to a similar thing, not with the person we're going
Right.
to see, and she said that they took her iPhone and her Apple Watch, and she got 2 bags to put in, or a bag for both items.
Baggy.
So
baggy.
you are legit locked down.
Yeah,
Like
well, that's fine because you know
you're
what?
not texting. You're
I
not
don't want-
photographing.
But
No, that's great.
But I'm going to tell you.
know?
I'm going to tell you one thing that's going to be that they're not going to like, and that is the fact that we are that I have to have the phone for one part of this.
The glucometer.
No, tickets.
Well, yeah.
My tickets are on the phone.
Right, but that's where they're gonna flag it. Is right
Yeah,
there.
at the flag.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, okay, get in.
Got
and
a
then
flag on the play.
locked up. Yeah.
So anyway, so they gotta give us. So anyway, so yeah, so it's gonna be a fun night. We'll tell you all about it afterwards. I'm sure we'll have at least one story about it when this is done.
I would bet on it.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I'm wondering. Is this gonna be a non-native appearance or not?
I don't care.
Well, I'm just saying. It's like, I went to the Dogs concert back when I was 16, and I was like a star in the midnight sky. And
I
I
could
am
care
not,
less.
and just so you know,
We're all the same.
I
We're
am-
fans like they
well, I
are,
get it.
regardless
I get it,
of
but
what color you
but
are.
but
right?
they didn't get it. That's the problem.
Oh wow.
They didn't get it.
It's a different world.
Anybody
out there.
that knows me, I am not that. I am the most. I am definitely not that guy.
Right?
When they go, oh, you're a white dude. No, actually, I am a white dude, but I'm not a white dude. In other words, like this guy.
I'm not your atypical.
Yeah, I'm
right?
not your
Yeah.
atypical white dude.
Right? See,
Yeah.
where you're at is like the looks I get when I hop out of the car I drive.
Well, that's the thing is that I got a lowered Scion with with 18-inch rims and 12-inch speakers in the back. Yeah. It's like
We have fun.
and every single car that we've owned, as James has had, it's more of a competition to see how much more you can have. But it's people, race and nationality and stuff. I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah,
and it's so
neither do
funny. I had this because I thought it was funny because I went into a store and the guy that was in front of me, he wasn't that way.
Mhm.
Okay. And he made a comment and this dude, which told me not to call him African American, told me to call him black.
Okay.
Okay. He's black. He's not from Africa. He's from America. He's been here from America for almost his whole life. He might have came from there sometime, but not anytime
Not
in the near
his
future.
history. Right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a cool dude. I was talking to him before, and it was in Punta Gorda, and Punta Gorda's kind of a different place in some ways on that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was very racist, I guess is a nice way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just sitting there shaking my head like, this guy's a fucking moron.
Right.
Because that's what you look like when you start
exactly.
acting like that.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so then the guy's yelling at him, and now he sees me behind him. Now I'm white, so I just became an accomplice, white man number 2 in the movie that just started.
Oh, jeez.
So he says, so I'm like, man, I can't believe him. Can't believe him, and he's like, man, you got your family. He goes, you're white privilege. Your family probably tried to own one of us back then. And I was like, nope. And he's like, that's bullshit. They all do. I'm like, no. In fact, my family ran from fucking Russia and Germany and all
those
all
Eastern
that
countries.
Austria type area,
right?
Because of the fact that they were Jewish and they were going to get their asses put in a freaking cage and or killed at the the best thing would have been put in a cage and being tortured or made into slaves. So I was like, you can't tell me shit, brother.
Right. Yep.
So, yeah, people don't get that. Like a typical, your typical white, they just. It's so funny. Everybody's like, don't stereotype, and then they stereotype me, and I'm like,
you're squirreling.
Yeah, I know. I'm squirreling. Sorry, squirrel. So anyway, so we back off of this. So we have some other things that happened this week, and I'll let Kimmy take over since I've been squirreling way too much. And she went on a trip to a boat factory, which I thought was kind of cool. I wish I could have went, but I wasn't allowed.
I did ask. You got to give me credit. I did ask.
Boston Whaler is like one of my boat. That's the one I want. Yeah. When I was younger, we had a friend that had one of these boats. Mm-hmm. And it was a small one. It was like a 16-footer, and it's little center console, totally base model Boston Whaler. But when we were young, they had a commercial where they showed this guy with like this chainsaw sawing through the middle of a boat while he just sat in it and still ran it because it still floated. And I just thought that was the coolest thing in the world. So, with that being said, we went out and we were always in the boat. I thought it was just the coolest boat in the world. Oh yeah, here's one of the, this is kind of, here, I'll show you on the camera here. Here's the old school one. This wasn't the one I seen. I actually seen one with chainsaw, but this guy's actually got a saw, and they're sawing through it.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, with that being said, I thought it was cool, and then Kimmy's like, "Oh, I'm going to go to the Boston Whaler factory." I'm like, "And you can't go." I was like, "Damn." But anyway,
I did ask.
Damn devils. But anyway, so I'll let her take it from here. I thought it was cool. She hasn't even told me half the stories yet because she got me back, guys. She got me back because she decided.
I said, he's got to wait.
Yeah, I got to wait. I got to wait until time to come on the air. So, all right. So I'll let her talk, and I'm going to sit here and drink my drink.
Yeah, so we went to Edgewater. I'll save you some of the boring stuff, but the boss has an interesting sense of humor. He has us in a meeting, says, "Look, we're going to Edgewater. We're going to leave by 1. We're going to be on the road by 1, excuse me. And we're not stopping. We're going straight there, and you can look it up, Sarasota to Edgewater. It's like a 3+ hour drive." So myself and my coworkers, we're all like sipping water, like we're conserving, like we're about to go through the desert because we're not stopping. So we get in the car. We're running a little behind 1 o'clock, but whatever. And first thing he says is, "We're stopping at Wawa." And I'm like, you got to be kidding. So he offers to buy people stuff. Most people go in and buy stuff. Oh no, I came prepared because remember, we're not stopping. So I got like a cooler of goodies. Then we, proceed. Well, it started raining on us. We got through 2 accidents. I sent you an interesting picture of a guy that had a awesome Subaru WRX, and it looked like he was living in it. Like, all of the crap in his car. I mean, every seat was full. And I'm not saying like loaded down from Walmart. There was like stacks and stacks of golf clubs. There were like all kinds of junk in the front seat. I don't know if this guy just traveled around and re-gripped golf club handles, but he
showed me that picture, and I'm like, and I was trying to figure out what the hell she's showing me.
Right, and then if you zoom in on it,
I'm like,
the whole
moving?
freaking car is filled with shit. Like, literally.
Well, I first thought he was moving when I looked at the picture. Then I looked closer, and I realized that he wasn't moving. He was
just a hoarder.
He was just like
he hoarded
didn't clean
things in his car.
He didn't clean, and he was just eating and
Right.
throwing the shit, and it was just getting higher and higher and higher in the damn thing.
Yes. So we'll share that picture because holy cow. Yeah, that was yeah. And of course, where I was sitting in the van, I'm on the passenger side, and I'm not in the very back seat, but pretty close, because I loaded everyone's luggage because our boss was so nice to give us these awesome company duffel bags. So, what did most of us pack to go on this trip? The identical Compass, duffel bag that yeah. So I wrote my name on mine foreseeing this to happen. And I'm like, okay, well, I know where mine is. They're like, oh, we'll fill up the very back seat. We don't have that many people. And I'm like, oh, hold on. I got this. So as the people came up and handed their stuff, I'm like, give it to me. I'll put it in there. Then when they all got out and we got to where we were going, I knew whose bag was whose. Because I put it there. So nobody ended up with anybody else's drawers.
What she doesn't tell you is that she has this ninja mental shit that she does. Like, and I have proof of this, and 100% proof of this, because of the fact that basically she goes out and like last week we had one video, and we have a video that's out right now saying I almost got shot by a repo while doing a repo, and I picked up a hooker by accident. Mm-hmm. And it's not clickbait. It's true, and it's a funny damn story. It's a funny
story. It's great.
It's a hilarious story, but no plugs intended. But she's before we did the live thing on Saturday, I was really upset because I couldn't remember.
We were looking for content.
Yeah, I was looking for content. I was thinking about what is the story that I'm going to talk about this week, because I have so many of them, and I couldn't remember it. I remembered it during the day, and I forgot, and I'm like, it was so fucking good, Kim. I don't know which one. And I said, just start relaying one. So she does this, and I'm dead serious. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched, the older guys will know who Johnny Carson is, but he would like put this like envelope to his head, and he would give the answers to a question that was or a question to the answers that were in the envelope that he'd never seen, and it would be funny. Well, she goes off and she just sits there like this, goes, stares off into space, doesn't stare at me, doesn't look at me, doesn't do anything like that, stares off into space while we're driving. The tow truck story. I'm like the repo story. And I'm like, holy shit, that's it. And I was all excited. And I'm like, but quit fucking doing that.
Yeah, so, you're freaking me out.
You're freaking me out, man.
How long have we been together?
Yeah, it's like, you're freaking me out bad.
Maybe I know a few things.
But no, we're not. We're not. No, that's not an excuse. And I'm going to tell you why. So last night, I'm in here and I'm working on a video, and I just in my head all of a sudden pops up, I need to talk to Kendall and let her know about how to
what time we're gonna plan to
what
leave,
time we're gonna leave,
stuff,
and
right.
when we're gonna act, and like we got to do it at this time, and yada yada yada.
Yes.
And Kendall, and I guess Kendall looks over and be like, Mom was just talking about that to me. And I'm like, motherfucker, stop it. Just stop it.
I'm not in your head. I don't know what you're thinking right now.
I'm dead serious. She's fucking in my head half the time.
I'm not.
Bullshit.
Believe me, if I could do that, I'd get to know the guy that pulls the little balls for the lotto numbers.
Yeah, but you don't know him. He isn't near you, or you would have been able to do it.
No, I'm saying if I had that ability.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out where they pull these where they fondle the balls, and I'm going to drive you outside the building and start taking numbers.
And I'm going to take a week off, and we're going to buy that person coffee.
Well,
right?
here's where the problem comes in. They do it live on the air.
Yes, they do.
So.
Yeah, you're kind of screwed regardless.
So your talent is not going to be able to be helped.
And you have to actually buy the lotto tickets 30 minutes before the drawing.
Yeah, exactly. So that kind of fucks us on that.
So we're not doing that.
Damn it, you need to get better.
Yeah.
so we have money so we can have a better show.
It is what it is.
So anyway,
God provides.
So what I'm interested in now is how they make the boats, because you started on this, and
yes.
I think other people will be kind of interested in how the boat's made.
I mean, it started off, and they compare the foam core of a whaler to they lovingly in the factory call it cake batter. It's not cake batter. It's a proprietary mix of chemicals that's environmentally friendly, right? Because remember, the boat's designed to, if it comes apart some way or another, obviously you're going to have debris in the water.
Gets cut in half.
Exactly. So it's designed to not, basically poison the environment, which is kind of neat. I mean, when you think about it, how many chemicals out there that they tell you, don't do this and don't do that because it's, creating red tide and all this stuff.
So the question is that if it's not bad for the environment, could people eat it?
I did not try that, but it's really cool because
I got some cake batter for you.
It comes out in a blue color, and these guys will basically, like, the people that are assigned to work on whatever line they're working on, if it's a a Dauntless, if it's a Outrage, which is a huge boat, or a Realm's going to be 35 or more. Those boats all take a certain amount of this stuff, and they know because they only work on that model boat. When you buy these boats, it's not like buying a car off an assembly line. Your boat is literally being hand built. That's why you're spending the money on that boat. Not just because of the other things, but I mean, yes, there are machine processes that help the assembly along, but it was so cool to see, like, all these individuals, basically working together to, in their, yeah.
So you're trying to tell me is there's a bunch of men dropping
there were men and women
dropping cake batter in between the cracks?
Well, it's really cool though, because it's a fiberglass shell, and then they have the outer hull, and then whatever model,
so foam.
Think of your it's foam that's inside, but you have your fiberglass shell, and then you have another piece of fiberglass, and that's going to hold all of your plumbing and your wiring and all that stuff. So all of your electronics and stuff that attaches inside the hull and around the gunnel, which is like the edge of the boat, like that area, all that stuff is wired, and then they push the two pieces together, and then that's when they do the foam injection. And they typically do the foam injections in the afternoons because it has to set and cure overnight.
Okay.
So that's the purpose of that. So I didn't get to see the foam injection because we were on the road by that time. But I got to see
no injecting cake batter for Kimmy.
No. But it's really neat because they test each one. Like, even though they've perfected this chemical, they put like a whole big like section of it, and I have pictures that are being uploaded. But they test it to make sure that it's like blended appropriately, and to make sure that it's going to be fine. Because if it's not, they're not going to build a boat with it.
Right.
But yeah, all of the
cake
electronics go in. Yeah, cake batter. I mean, it's legit. I mean, there are people building the boat. It's not put together by a robot.
That's interesting.
It's not, yeah.
Well, you probably need a big damn robot if you did. That's all I'm gonna say. So, I mean, you need a lot of people, but you still need a big damn robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of funny that now I didn't even think of this until now, but at least it wasn't expanding foam.
It actually does expand.
Does it? But
Yeah.
it doesn't over expand.
Well, that's why I said, like,
You have to
whatever
calculate.
crew,
Yep.
yeah, they know how much of that cake batter, that foam, goes into whatever model boat they're working on. So if it's a 13-foot sport, they know that that's going to get less cake batter than
I'm sorry, I'm having
a Realm
flashbacks now.
or a Dauntless.
I'm having flashbacks. Bad ones. I had a pickup truck, and Kimmy and it rattled because we had
the bed liner rattled.
Bed liner rattled because we put these big stereo speakers in it. Imagine that. And the whole back of the truck would rattle, and it was like louder than the stereo was at the time.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't
It's
get
annoying.
couldn't get rid of the noise.
Right.
And so we went ahead and we went to the old Home Depot, and the guy's like, "Well, we got foam and we got expanding foam." And I'm like, "What's the difference?" The foam, it sprays in and it stops. This one, it goes in all the cracks and crevices. I'm like,
That's the one.
"That's the one I need."
Yeah.
Dumbass 20-year-old man sitting there, a 20-year-old boy going, "Yep, I need expanding foam, save some money.
Yeah,
That's
right,
just going to
yeah.
expand. I'm rocking
We'll
out."
use less. It'll fill all the
So-
cracks. Win-win.
Win-win. So I start drilling little holes in, and I start injecting this shit into underneath the bed liner. And I noticed the bed liner is just going up and up and up and up. It's like a
Yeah.
bump in the
So
middle.
guess what he does?
So I was like, well, I got this. I'll take my ass and sit on it.
Right.
So I decided to sit on it. Well, remember, I drilled all these little holes and everything, right? Dumbass me didn't think about the fact that maybe the foam could come back out the hole. So we were sitting there, and the foam hit. So basically, I'm sitting on this, and I'm just like, well, it worked. Look, the hump's gone, and stuff spread out. So I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, yep, this is a good idea. And then my ass started feeling warm. Like, yeah, that stuff is probably just warming up in there. It's probably creating heat.
Yeah.
It's doing its job. So I
Yeah.
just kept sitting there, and it got hotter. Then it got hotter. Then it got hotter. And then I went to wiggle a little bit. I couldn't move. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't move. And all of a sudden, now I am part of the foam expansion project in the back of the truck. And my happy ass has glued my ass physically through
And
my shorts
Yeah.
to my ass to the back of the plastic of the bed liner.
Yes.
So here we are trying to get my hairy ass off of the fucking bed liner.
Yes.
And needless to say, it wasn't a pretty sight.
No.
There was a lot of ass and a lot of hair that was removed.
Yes.
I don't suggest doing it instead of. I just say go get a can of Nair next time if you want to get it off. But
if you're
man,
trying to get hair off
I
the part,
had
yeah.
a red bald ass,
irritated
ass for
Yeah.
a very long time.
Yeah, I don't think those chemicals are meant to be that close to your
No,
skin.
I don't think so either.
No.
I really, 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 really don't think so. So anyway, this is a time that I'm telling you a really embarrassing story. So please like, subscribe, and ring the bell.
Yeah.
So I might as well just plug that in there while we're at it.
Sure.
So anyway, so it was quite an interesting day with the foam bed. But back to so since I'm on the story kick, I was thinking about this beforehand, and it's like, and whoever's out there right now, chime in if you would like. think about the very first time you got drunk.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking like taking a couple swigs or drinking your dad's beer.
Right.
And getting a little buzz. No,
Right.
I'm talking about stone cold, drunk, wasted,
Right.
passed the fuck out, drunk.
Right.
You know, and I had a couple of those in my life.
Yeah.
But I fondly remember one more than the others.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually have two stories. One is mine.
Well, you were with me for my experience. So.
One was mine, and I'm going to say, see, she's already reading my mind, guys. See, there's fucking proof, right? Fucking, where's she at? Over there. She did it again. She's reading my mind. Stop it. Stop.
That's not it.
Stop it. Zip it. No, I'm just joking.
I'm
So,
like a mentalist.
So long story short, we go out and I used to hang out with the Cortesians out on, which I lived on the island. And when you went over the bridge back in the day, back when the fish markets were raging, because they had these, they could do netting where they basically
the offshore nets.
Yeah. And I guess it fucked with the environment because like the water that would come in and out would be murky because these guys would be out like
they'd
skimming
churn up the bottom of the ocean.
They churn up the bottom of the ocean most of the time, doing all these fish things. But the fish market was raging. Like we were like the city of Cortez was really like a hot spot for it was like the car industry at the time. It's like everybody made money. It didn't matter if you were killing the environment or not. Back in the what some people would call the good old days.
Well, also something else about the nets is a lot of people wanted the nets banned because the sport fishermen or your retirees, your winter people
couldn't go
couldn't go out and
catch their minnows.
Exactly.
That just meant they didn't know how to fucking fish.
Exactly.
But anyway,
but whatever.
So the Cortesians would go out and they'd go out and they'd go out for a couple of days, come back, and they made big money.
Right.
And
they'd come back with a boat full of fish.
And what Cortesians do with their money isn't saving it, isn't storing it. No, they like the fucking party. They worked hard, they partied hard in all sorts of different ways.
Right.
And and it didn't matter what age you were. If you wanted to go out and party back in the day, you're 16 or 17 now. When I was 16 or 17, I looked like I was 21. So I'd go over there and I'd hang out with the guys, and all of a sudden, here comes a bottle of Jack Daniels, here comes a bottle of Jim Beam, and we're just having a good old time. We'd sit out in tubes in the like these little inlets and float around, jump off of ropes, off into the water, whatever the case may be.
Stuff.
And this would happen almost every other weekend because they'd go out and then they'd get paid, and then they'd go out and get paid, and then they'd drink and go out and get paid. And this was like a vicious circle.
Right.
Not very healthy for anybody, but
no, probably not.
It was a fun time. Well, a couple of my friends were the kids of these fishermen. And so they weren't really fishermen themselves, so they got to party with dad and with not dad, but stepdad or whatever the hell it was.
Right.
And so I grow a liking to Jack Daniels and Jim Beam.
Mm-hmm.
And I was having a good old time with it, and like every weekend get a little bit here and get a little bit there, get a little buzz, get going, have a party,
have
rock
fun.
on, man.
Sure, yeah.
Part of the island life was to either get stoned or get drunk. I didn't like drugs, so
we used to call it Arcadia by the Sea.
Yeah. So the two guys that I met out there that were Cortesians decided on my it was like my 13th or 14th birthday, decided that we were going to go sneak around and they were going to get me and bring a couple people out, some girls, whatever, out to this island, this little peninsula thing was, And we were going to go out there because no cops went out there, and we were going to party.
Yeah.
And we were going to, we're going to have just a big old birthday party for me. We brought food and everything else.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, we're 14. So don't
really
do this,
supposed to be
kids.
drinking.
This is not what you're supposed to do at 14, guys.
Yeah.
This was way back in the day. Shouldn't do that now.
There were a
Shouldn't
lot
do
less
drugs.
people around.
Yeah, there's a lot less people, whatever. I mean, we didn't even have cars or anything. So,
right, yeah.
So we're riding bikes, and I used to work at a bike shop, which we've talked about in the past. And we drove out to this island, and basically driving out to the island, we go out there, and it was me and my two Cortesian buddies, and they're like, "Yeah, the other guys are coming later. Don't worry about it."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we get the two-fifths of, they got a fifth of Jim Beam, and Jack Daniels, "I got your presents. Here you go." All right. So I'm going to be Mr. Badass. It's my birthday.
Oh my gosh.
I get the first hit of all the bottles. So I take this Jim Beam bottle up, and I just tip it straight up in the air. And I started drinking this thing like iced tea.
Yeah.
Because as long as it keeps going down, it doesn't taste as bad. It's when you stop drinking and you start to breathe is when that little heat goes, and you're young. Your stomach doesn't have, you don't have ulcers. You don't have stress.
You don't have the health problems.
You don't have all the health. Yeah, you don't have, exactly. So then they go, "Oh, well, we got the Jack Daniels too. Well, I want some of that as well. Here, you guys can share that one.
Let's try it out.
Let me have some of this." So again, turn it up, blah, 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 and I drank a big chunk of that one.
Oh, Lord.
So I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go. So now let's just wait for everybody to get here, and they start drinking a little bit, and we're walking around, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, I was out.
Uh-oh.
Like a light.
Yeah.
I mean, out. Like out. And all I remember was waking up, like, again. Now, it was like flashes. So it was like, I remember waking up, and I was by, like, this little lake area, which is between the island.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going in there, and them going, "No, you can't have any more to drink. You've had too much." And I'm like, "I want the rest of my bottle. It was my birthday bottle. I'm having some." So they chucked the bottle out in the water. So I go out in the water to go get it.
Mm-hmm.
So I went out and got it. And as I was starting to come up to land, I blacked out again.
Oh, God.
So the next time I wake up, it's dark. It's black out. I don't know how long I was out or anything. And I start to focus, and I'm looking and I'm like, what the, where am I at? And all of a sudden, all I see is like bars.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh shit, I've been caught. I've been drinking. Now I'm in jail. And I'm like, oh no, I'm in jail. Wait a second. There's mud underneath me. And the water started splashing me. I'm in a mangrove.
Whoops.
And these are the freaking the mangrove trees are coming over me. And somehow I ended up underneath the mangrove tree. I don't know if they put me there to keep me in one place.
Right.
Or what. But I woke up and I'm like, man, like I was still really trashed.
Yeah.
But I was at least trashed enough to know maybe it's time to go home.
Yeah.
So
right.
So I start walking around, and I'm walking around this island a little bit, like looking for my bike.
Yeah.
No bike.
No bike.
And no buddies.
Mm-mm.
One guy was named Scooter, one was named Eddie. Little Eddie. And calling for them, nobody's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I start seeing a flashlight way down the end, and I'm like, and this is like where the island is, where this piece of island is in Lombok Key.
Right.
And you can't, Lombok Key police are the worst. They were the worst.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus, this is after.
They have the time to berate you with questions.
Yeah. Plus, this is like during the time that I was like peeing on motorcycle cops.
Oh, gosh.
And I had a bit of a reputation in ye old LBK, Lombok Key.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, long and short of it is that I said, shit, I'm just going to walk home.
Yeah.
So I realized that the tide is down. So I realized that there was a big sandbar, so I could walk across the sandbar, climb up on this guy's dock that was all sandbarred up.
Yeah.
And I proceeded to get across to the other side, which is Bradenton Beach.
Yeah.
So it took me, so I'm like, I'd walk a little bit, hold on to something.
Right.
Hold on to the edge of the bridge, look at the bridge like,
oh boy.
Ooh.
Right.
All right, shake it off.
Next.
Gotta keep going.
Going. Good. Right.
We live just down the street. Gotta keep going. So I keep walking, and I get like halfway over the bridge.
Right.
Hold on again. I'm over half. Okay. Come on, Sam. Gotta keep going. So I keep waddling. I'm tripping over people's fishing gear that's like on the boat, on the bridge, and I'm like, I get over them, and I get to the end of the bridge, and I sit there for a minute, and I'm like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta keep going there, and so I keep walking, and I'm going down the side. So I said, well, somebody sees me. The cops go. They had this road that went on the side of like the regular road.
Yep.
And so the cops would go up the road and go down the side road and then back down.
Right.
And then 2 hours later or an hour later, they come back up and do it again.
Sure.
So I'm like, and so I seen the cop when I was getting off the bridge come up towards the bridge, and then take his left and then go down the side road. So I knew I had about an hour to get my happy ass at least to where the corner was, which was where the bus stop was like halfway home.
Yeah.
So I'm going in. I'm like doing it behind the trees and stuff. So I'm like going between trees, like for two reasons: to hold myself up and to make sure that I don't fall over, but at the same time keep progressing. You know, and I'm like,
absolutely.
And so I managed to get to this corner. And if anybody that's ever been on Bradenton Beach, there's a corner, and there's a bus stop there with a bathroom. So I'm like, oh, this is my time to wash my hands. I mean, I'm mud head to toe.
Of course, yeah.
And I couldn't figure, and I was so drunk that I didn't even realize I had like 5 pounds of mud in my shorts.
Oh, Lord.
Like I had these shorts on, and it was just like from jumping out in that mud hole, nasty shit, and sitting under the mangroves. So sitting under the mangroves, I don't know what happened. I'm kind of like sitting there like I don't know what to do. So I go off and excuse me for a second. So we get up to the road and ask her if it's on my mic or yours.
Yeah.
So I'm on so I'm walking, and I get to this corner. In the corner I sit, there's where the bus comes in, and right where the bus comes in, there's this rail, and I'm sitting on the rail, and I'm like, So I get to the rail, and I'm sitting on it, and I'm trying to balance, and here comes my two buddies, Mr.
Oh, they're coming to get you.
Yeah, they like, oh shit, you're alive. We lost you out there and we couldn't find you. And I'm like, motherfuckers, you guys got my bike. It's like I had to walk all the way down the street. I'm like, and I'm mumbling like, and I'm trying to talk to them.
Yeah.
And as I'm trying to talk to them, they're like, they're sitting there and they're trying to, I'm trying to talk to them, and I think I know what I'm saying.
Sure.
But all they're getting is like I sound like the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
So here comes the cop. It's been an hour.
Right.
And they're going, oh shit, cop. So one of them grabs the palm of their hand and hits me in the chest, and just boop, I fall over the rail. Right.
Oh my god.
Now my feet are straight up in the air. So these two guys jump in front of my feet, because my feet are sitting there, and I'm going, right. Sitting there. I'm literally kicking my feet in the air.
Oh my gosh.
And the cop pulls up, and they're like, shh, Sam, shut up, And I'm like, what? They go, shut the fuck up, man. So I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there and I'm real quiet, and you hear the cop go, have you guys seen a drunk over here? Some guys on the bridge said this guy tripped over all their tackle, knocked off all their shit, and they had to reset it all up and got all tangled up. And he was drunk as shit, man. And they called me out here. So, and I'm over there, and I'm sitting there like, and they're like, shh, nope, we haven't seen anybody. Are you sure? Oh, nobody. And I'm like, ha, 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 ha. Yeah, I'm sitting there like, yeah, like laughing at everybody. And like, shh, stop, Sam. He goes, well, if you sure you didn't see anybody?
Right.
And they're like, nope. Like, all right, well, you guys better go home because we don't know if this guy's dangerous or not. You know, drunks, you know how they get sometimes. These these old men, he might have been just lost. We don't know. We don't know where he came from or what he was doing. And it's like, and they're like, okay. So then he drives away and he goes down again, gets back on the road, drives all the way to the end. And he's like, and then I'm like, can I get up? No, shut up, Sam. Like, he's got to drive back by. I'm like, okay. Because when he drives back by, the reason why it takes him an hour is because he has to go all the way to the other end of the island.
Right.
He's the only guy on. All the way over to the other end of the island.
Right.
Do the Yui and come all the way back.
Right.
So I'm sitting there, come on, man. I think I shit my pants, man. This ain't cool, man. It's like a big patty cake in my pants, man. Let me up. I'm like, stop. He's still over here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes down and comes back. You're like, all right, let's get his ass home.
Oh no.
So my buddy, what'd he say?
She says, hold on, something doesn't work on her side.
Oh. So we if there's static in the line, I apologize. We just were told about it. I don't know how to fix it, but we're finding out now. But anyway, so back to the story. So these guys are are basically helping me down the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
You're almost there. And I'm like, I don't know. I can go anymore. Yeah, you can go. Let's keep
like
going.
Like the Weekend at Bernie's where the one guy ties his shoe to the other guy to make it look like three of them are walking together.
So they're like, can you ride a bike? I always ride a bike.
She says it's yours.
It's mine?
Yep.
I knew it was mine. Okay. All right, so here, let me take your phone. All right, so I'll talk out of this one for right now. So, with that being said, all right, so basically, the guys get me right to the front of my street. Now, my buddies that are they don't like my other friend. Okay, because they're Cortesians, and my buddy Brett that owns the boat, the Boston Whaler, he doesn't have, he's kind of a yuppie kid, because they think he's a yuppie because he has money, he has a boat.
His dad has money.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so he goes off, and so they're like, well, we can't take you home like this. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, sun's going to come up anytime.
Right.
So we're like,
people will see you.
Yeah, people are going to see me. So I'm like, what do we do? And they're like, I got an idea. Let's put you in the jacuzzi. Now, across the street from my house is a timeshare. And that is my buddy's dad's timeshare.
Okay.
They don't like him, so they got a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
They got me shit-faced.
Right.
They got him. They're going to get back at him because I'm just going to go fuck up the jacuzzi. So they dunked me in the jacuzzi. Not the brightest moment of our lives, because if you think about it, drunk in a jacuzzi, you could kill somebody with that type of thing.
Sure.
So anyway, so we get it. So I jump in the jacuzzi, and I am not. So they're like, all right, you get in first, and then we'll go in second. All right. So I jump over this little fence. I go in.
Oh, that's brilliant. You get in first. You're the dirtiest, and they're getting in second.
Yeah.
They weren't so bright. Next.
No. In fact, what happened was even funnier. Basically, the whole jacuzzi turns jet black. Okay, it literally everything I just invented jacuzzi mud. I am not joking.
right.
I get out so they're like, and I'm like, so I'm in this thing and I'm like, I gotta get this shit out of my pants.
Yeah.
So I pull my pants off and it wasn't shit. It was mud.
It was
Now
mud.
I know it's mud.
Oh my god.
And there was like 2 pounds of mud in my pants.
Oh,
and
there's
I just
no in the jacuzzi.
and it was like taking a brick of mud that was like this long by that wide by that tall and just dumping it
Right.
into the jacuzzi. So the jacuzzi starts it just piles up, right?
Yeah.
So we're like, oh shit, So it turns black, and they're like, now, this is their thinking. Sam, you gotta get out of the jacuzzi. Why? That's comfortable in here, because you dirtied it, and you're not gonna get any cleaner. We can't take you home like that. Jump in the pool. So I go over and jump in the pool. Now
the pool's muddy.
now the pool's muddy too. But I'm fucking clean. That's all that mattered. So
I'm just picturing them like down the, wondering, like, did a family of raccoons invade the jacuzzi and because you know how you see videos of animals doing that stuff? I mean, obviously this was before cell phones and security cameras, but.
oh yeah. So I'm sitting. So yeah. So I jump in the pool, rinse off, and I'm all nice and clean now. But I'm drunk and I'm passed out. Now by this time it's like 6:30 in the morning.
So the sun's up.
Sun's come up. I'm clean, and I've been drying.
Not home.
I know, still not home because I've been drying myself a little bit in a chair, a sun chair, and I sat there and let myself drip. So I stopped dripping. I went in the house. Now my mom's heading to work because she had to work at this bait shop down the street at like 7:00 in the morning. It was 6:30.
Yeah.
She sees me and she goes, "What are you doing?" I went for an early walk. I'm going to bed. I'm still tired. All right, see you later. And I'm like, okay. And I went in the bedroom, passed the fuck out, wet, right on the bed.
Right.
Oh yeah, but I was clean, so I didn't dirty anything in the house, so I didn't get in trouble by the mom.
Yeah.
But what made it funnier was that while I'm passed out, now I wake up noon, 1:00.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, it might have been 2:00 at this point. And I go and we had this porch that we could walk out on and sit and see the place across the street, and you see not one, not two, but three. Now, Brett's dad had a maintenance guy that maintained all the rentals, the pool, the tennis courts, whatever.
Okay.
Not one, not two, three professional pool people trying to figure out what the fuck happened overnight in the pool. And I'm sitting on there drinking this coffee going,
I happened in your pool.
and I'm like, tick, tick, tick. Still fucking drunk, but now I'm kind of sober, and now I'm getting covered, and I'm watching you guys clean up my shit.
Well, mud.
Yeah, my mud. It's like Sammy's mud. So anyway.
Well, we were gonna talk about like drinking and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like both of us. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, we've all had our daily bread, I call it. I mean, who knows? I could partake in some daily bread myself. That's our nice word of it.
I was not a big drinker ever.
No.
I never have been.
Well, since my microphone is acting up, and we're at our hour point anyway. I'm gonna let you go on with the kitchen sink story, and here, let me preamble it, and then you can go from there.
Okay.
So Kimmy and I used to work at the same place, okay, and back in the day, and I was the IT guy, and she was in the back, And I think at the time she was an assistant for like one of the largest like guys that did all the purchasing for all the supplies for this big tape company.
Manufacturing, yes.
And so Kimmy everybody loves Kimmy. So they always ask her, "Oh, come out on a girls' night out with us." And Kimmy's like, "No, no, no, no." And finally one night, yeah, so because she doesn't drink, so she didn't want to go out there and do stupid shit for no apparent reason. So
or I'd be the asshole that would get the DUI.
Yeah. So then Kimmy goes out and she's there and she's like, "Well, how about this? I don't want to go on a girls' night out, but if I could bring Sam, he'll be her designated driver.
Right.
Then I'll think about drinking because I do not drink and drive."
Yes.
Which is just the way we were. And so still am. So at this point, I'll let Kimmy tell you the story about the kitchen sink. Well, I'll add on accordingly.
Yeah. So we all go out. There were like 5 or 6 of us, I think, total, and we go out and we're and people are ordering their individual drinks, and somebody asks, "Well, what's the best drink you have at this bar?" And it was a bar that's still there that people are constantly getting hit by cars in front of. Ooh, that was loud. Yeah. To this day, in fact. But it's changed names several times. So so the person serving us the drink, you gotta quit that. It's like fireworks in the damn ears. Holy
I'm not doing
shit.
Sorry.
So they're like, "Oh, we got the kitchen sink," and it's this huge glass that's like the size of a sink. And this was like pre-COVID and all that shit, so of course they throw like 6 straws in it, and we all are drinking because we're closing out the night. And so they're like, everybody drink. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to be the fool that isn't drinking.
Right.
So I'm sucking down the booze with everybody else. So we polish off this kitchen sink.
Well, what you're not telling them is the fact that
it was like every alcohol.
Well, it's not just that it's every alcohol. This thing was like,
I said it was the size of a sink.
Yeah,
I did this.
But they were drinking, and these girls would sit there and they're sucking it down and sucking it down and sucking it down. But it was so big, it would not. It never went down.
Yeah, that's true. It did never go down.
It was. I swear there was like a little hose or something where the guys just
it was
pumping
like
it
refilling
in
the back or something.
Yeah,
even though that's not.
I've
yeah,
never seen anything
it
like
was
it.
bizarre. Yeah.
So So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So we have had all weekend stomach, and it's like, oh, we had hors d'oeuvres or appetizers, whatever, and we're like, oh, time to call it a night. Okay, so you help me to the car. They all managed to figure out how they're getting home, and well, I don't know the order I should tell this one.
Well, all I know is that that we got you out to the car, but I barely got you in the car was the biggest problem.
Yeah, it hit me hard.
Yeah, and the issue is that we get her in the car. Now she's like giggling and laughing, and so she's giggling. So she's basically giggling and laughing.
Yeah, we were cutting up. I was cutting up pretty bad.
Yeah,
like it definitely hit me.
And so I'm like, we lived around the corner, so it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
I get her out of the car, and we get her to the house. As soon as we get out of the car, all you hear is,
yep.
And I'm like,
all
oh,
that
no,
stuff
here we
came
go.
out. Yeah.
So she starts getting violently ill.
Yeah.
And I mean, you would thought that we went to an exorcist, because it was like all the devils and all the demons are coming out.
All of it was exorcised, right? Yeah.
So she's like, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And
Well, then you help me get cleaned
Yeah.
up and go to
so,
bed.
So this went on for, but what you don't say is this went on for like over an hour.
Yeah, it was quite a long time.
And so as this is happening, it's like, okay, I'm like, holy shit, how much of this is still in there?
Right.
So we get her cleaned up, and we get her to bed. She passes out like a light. Now, mind you, it's only like 10 o'clock at night.
No, it was later than that.
No, it wasn't that late because you guys went out there, and you guys.
Oh, it was a weeknight.
It was a weeknight, and you guys went right after. It was like right after work.
Right, yeah.
And you guys were in there for like 3 hours drinking.
Right.
You went 1 hour of puking.
Right.
And
so I was in bed before midnight.
Yeah. So you were in bed before midnight, and so basically, Kimmy's over here, and she's all, she wakes up the next morning, and like, I'm not even up yet. She gets up, and you hear her, dance, singing in the shower, and I'm like,
my normal morning.
Yeah, like nothing ever happened. And
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, man, I mean, I had a hangover, and I didn't drink that night. Okay? Just the contact high from the alcohol, I should have had a buzz.
Right.
Okay? And so we get clean, we get all ready for work, and we go in, and I didn't have anything, so I'm like, hey everybody, how's everything? Oh, great. So Kimmy comes in, hey, how's everybody? And everybody, and all these girls like, what?
Right. Yeah.
And she goes, what's wrong? And
yeah, they're like fighting it hard.
and they're fighting this really, really, really bad. And I'm like, what's wrong with them? Like, and Kimmy goes, okay, well, talk to you later. Okay, go ahead.
Right? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So,
it was literally like, take your high energy out of here.
Yeah, it was like you're loud and you're too much. Go out of here. Go out of here.
Yeah.
So so then we're sitting there, and I'm working. I'm in my office, and one of the girls walks in. She goes, man, and this is the first time we've ever told this story, okay?
Yeah.
We didn't even tell this at work. So this is how it went.
So this is an exclusive.
Yeah, this is exclusive. So if any of the girls, some of the girls are
listening,
friends of mine.
You will now know the truth.
Well, they will know the truth. So
I'm sorry for fibbing to you then.
Yeah. So they come up to me, and they're like, what's up with her? It's like, man, your wife is a beast. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's a beast, man. Well, why do you mean she's a beast? She was out drinking all night with us. She drank that big old thing. She drank more than anybody else. And it's like Susan didn't even come to work today.
Right, yeah. Everybody was puking and shit. It was really, yeah.
It's like, I've got a hangover from hell. What's her name's got a hangover? Cindy's got a hangover. And Kimmy's over here doing fucking, it looked like she was out there doing like one of them, like the Irish dancing in the bed while she's singing and doing her shit.
Right.
And it's like, and why is she like that? What the hell, man? I'm like, oh, man, this is my wife. This is the way she is. She goes, man, she's hardcore, man. And then the other one comes up to me, man, how's your wife? I said, I don't know. I'll go ask her. And you see Kimmy over there typing away and smiling. And is she all right? I'm like, yeah, she's fine. What'd she take to come to work? I'm like, I don't know, life. They're like, and so I got to go down there. So she goes down there, and Kim's like, hey, how you doing? Hey,
right, exactly, yes.
Great night. We want to do that
That's
again.
my greeting, yeah.
And they're like,
right, yeah, exactly. Shoosh.
Too much.
Right, yeah.
And
they wanted to whisper.
Yeah, then they walk away, and then all of a sudden, 2 minutes later, she walks around the other side because it's like a big loop.
Yeah.
So she walks around, and it goes back in my office. Goes, wow, she's hardcore, man. I'm like, I told you, she's definitely hardcore. And I was like, yeah, she said she wants to go again. Oh, I want to go again. I'm definitely not going with Kimmy. They never, ever.
I never got invited
again.
Yeah.
Because Kimmy got him in trouble. Kimmy was the one that recommended the kitchen sink.
Well, Well, I didn't. I just said, yeah, that sound. We all kind of
and
agreed.
And like the other ones, it was like this. They're sitting there, and you see the liquid. Like I didn't get anything in my mouth. You see the liquid come up to the strike.
Yeah. And they like hold it there.
And they just hold it there like they're drinking. And Kim's over here.
Right.
You know, going to
town.
Well,
I didn't want to be,
And
I didn't want to be that person.
And again, it's like, you know, hey, what the fuck, you know? So, so she's like, so I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, you know? So they all until now, they never knew that she just went home.
Yep.
And literally
20-year-old
was you know, alcoholic anorexia, and went to bed.
Not intentionally.
And woke up the next morning and called it a fucking day.
Right.
And I thought that was just the most funniest thing in the whole damn world.
Right.
So I was like, whatever. It's like, okay. So it's like, but nobody ever knew the story.
No one ever knew.
But no, Kimmy doesn't really. But I just think it's funny because Kim is not a big drinker. So you give her a can of beer, maybe two, and she's like, woohoo. We went to the Lightning playoffs, and it was just so funny because we went with my boss, and she had one beer. And they didn't show. They put all this water. They put water and beer in the cooler where you can grab and go.
Right, that's right there.
But there's a fridge, but they don't tell you, and the fridge is soda.
Right.
So Kim's like, well, I guess we're drinking beer tonight.
I guess it's beer.
So
I don't want water.
So she finds her favorite beer, drinks one, drinks two, starts a third one.
I finished the third one.
By the third one, you know, they gave you these little noisemakers, and she's up front just having a good old time.
Oh, yeah. Clackety, clackety, clack. Absolutely. At a Lightning game? Hell yeah.
They're like, and my boss is over there laughing and giggling and like, look at the kid over there just, so anyway,
I like sports. Excuse me.
It's just no. It wasn't. You weren't laughing that you were liking the sports. You were just like liking everything, and you were liking life at this point.
Well, yeah.
You would like to fly if it would land on you. Ah!
No, I would have killed it.
Yeah.
Smash.
Bang! Now
exactly.
Bang, you're dead.
Now you're part of the game.
But anyway, so it's just. I just thought it was a funny thing because I was like, these people thought she was like this heavy, like kick-ass drinker, and they're like, they were so scared of her that they never let her back out again.
There you go.
So anyway,
it stuck with me because you know what? I have never drank that much ever again.
Yeah. Well, you know, and I couldn't drink whiskey until like this year. Now, mind you, that was literally, not to show my age, but that was 34 years ago.
Yep.
I mean, I couldn't drink whiskey for 34 years.
Right.
And now it's still, if it is an Irish whiskey, I still have a hard time with it.
Right.
It's like, give me rum, give me gin, give me a vodka.
Well, then.
Kahlua, but no gin.
Well, then, so after that alcoholic experience, now I'm learning these names for these different drinks and what people have. You know, like back then it was like I'd hear Cosmo and I'm like, okay, Cosmo, whatever. Because Google wasn't like really a thing.
Right.
So you didn't like Google things. If it wasn't in the dictionary and you couldn't ask a friend, you just, okay, whatever, Cosmo. Now you can go, hey, the voice on your phone, what's Cosmo? And it'll tell you it's an alcoholic beverage. Right. So, things have come around.
Oh, yeah.
But then I start learning about all these different drinks and these different innuendo type names, like the one that they serve in the shot glass called the blowjob.
Right.
And the whole point is the girl's supposed to pick it up with her mouth and, and drink it. Well, so we make the mistake of being out of town, and you were with me. So we're a bunch of other people. And they serve it in the wrong glass. I mean, you would have had to have.
We were on this trip, and they gave us like the Riz his. I'm gonna call it. Shouldn't use the BJ word. I might get in trouble for it. So the BJ drink. it's supposed to be a shot that you drink and pick it up.
You're supposed to pick it up with your lips.
With your mouth,
right,
and down it and call it a day.
Right.
Well, it's like got cream. It's like got cream of something.
It's like Kahlua and whatever, and
like I think it's white chocolate.
Something.
Yeah, whatever.
You can look it up.
Yeah,
look
it up. But long and short is that so they gave her this tall highball glass, which is like this tall, and it's this round, but it's like this tall. And it's like, oh, there you go. And we're looking at like they gave because we ordered 4 of them because it's supposed to be a shot.
Yeah.
And all
that's how it was verbally described to me.
These
that it's
people
a
are
shot.
sitting here looking at this glass like, oh, there's no way in hell I'm getting that now.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like 3 shots in a row. It's like bam, bam, bam.
Right.
It's like let's get the wife.
Let alone pick it up with your mouth and do it.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. So that was
Yeah, it's like that's about as bad as I mean. The only thing worse than that is when you're seeing these people like and you watch these videos where these guys are sitting at the bar and the chick, like the Coyote Ugly chick, goes and grabs him by the back of the head, rips his head back, and starts going, "Hey, look, here's some Jack Daniels.
Right?
What kind of drink would you like today?" And he's like, blah, 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 blah. You're like, it's like
some of that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway. So well.
Yeah. So that's my alcoholic experiences.
Yeah. So well, if you have any alcohol experiences of your own, please feel free to put them in the comments. We'd like to talk about it on another show. We could talk forever about alcoholic experiences in some way, shape, or form.
Maybe you can. I don't have that many.
Well, yeah, I can. Well, I have lots of stories about anything and everything. I mean, we didn't even get the 2 of my stories tonight, which will have to go on to a Saturday.
Yeah.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, people of the court, but you just are going to get shy a couple stories today. But anyway, so other than that, please like and subscribe, guys. I really, really would appreciate it. It really helps us, helps our algorithm on YouTube and so forth. So, if you can like it, you can subscribe if you haven't. If you subscribe, please go find somebody and have them do it. Why?
Yeah.
Because we have 21 people right now. If all 21 people went and got one person and got them to subscribe, well, then
I have a plan for that.
Then you guys can heat up, and then you would watch me light my ass on fire, literally.
With candy and hot sauce.
I
have a plan for that. See, you know how you meet a new person and you want their phone number, so you're like, hey, what's your number? Here, give me your phone. I'll put it in. Yeah. And then you go to their YouTube and you type in Sammitized real quick and then hit subscribe.
But
now you've subscribed them and they don't have to do anything.
Yeah, well, we need people to subscribe. Subscribe. But, don't force your friends, but try to. But other than that.
That's what I would do.
Now, here's your goal. Again, 40 subscribers. We get we do the hot sauce challenge deal.
Yep.
Okay. The Fiery 5 challenge, which is all the.
Don't drop it.
Don't drop it. It's got Carolina Reaper. It's got Sriracha, Jalapeno, Cayenne, and Habanero. Some are a little higher than others. Some are not.
Hot
and we will be
beans.
eating these things throughout the whole hour until one of us is either ignites or we're out of beans. But other than that, I will.
There's more beans than that, but.
Well, I will add one more thing. If we get the 50, I will even buy it.
So the goal is 40.
Goal's 40.
Ideally is 50.
You get 50, I will do the 1 chip challenge. On air. In front of everybody and not come off air until it's done.
I'm not doing the 1 chip
challenge. And she's not doing the 1 chip challenge, but I will do the 1 chip challenge.
I'll test out a hot sauce. That's my limitation.
Yeah.
I know what takes me out.
Yeah. Well, I know what takes her out too, and I'm not going to do that to her. But if anybody wants to get an extra 10 people, I'll guarantee you we'll make it worth your while. So again, get your friends to subscribe, and ring that bell so you know when we're on next time. We're on every Wednesday and Saturday at 8:00.
Yes.
And then I'm doing videos, and if you guys haven't seen it yet, you guys got to watch the video about how I almost got shot while doing a repo, and I accidentally picked up a hooker.
Yep.
And the other
I
one,
think
which
that's the same one.
and
but yes.
and I peed on a cop.
Yep.
On
Lots of
Lombok Key.
recaps. Yes.
Yeah, so lots of recaps, and
then the guy with the angry red Cadillac.
Yeah, and then the guy, Kimmy versus the angry red Cadillac.
Right.
And to add to it, we can also do we also have the Tampa Auto Show for the people that just want to see some cars. The end of it's better than the beginning. That's all I'm going to say. It's not really great. I'll tell you. I wouldn't even watch it. But if you want to, you can, but the end of it will be good. All right? So anyway. What's that say?
That's for next time.
Oh, that's for
I'm
next
making
time.
notes.
Oh, she's already making notes for next time. So
there you go.
Be excited, guys, because it's going to be more. Thank you guys all for listening. We appreciate you. If you made it this far, you're a fucking legend.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
You're awesome.
Peace. And we're out of here. See ya.
Have a good night.